Hello, everyone, and welcome to LoCast episode 3. Episode 6. I think we've been recording this too long. 6 is too high of a number, man. You know, like I can barely keep track.
It's a perfect number, man.
6 is not a perfect number.
Can't stop until we get to 10.
Aidan, how long do you think that this podcast will last?
That all depends on how well we're doing across all our platforms.
That's true. Or it just depends on how long until we give up or run out of time to film.
I mean, we haven't even brought out some of our other guests either. So
yeah, we still have a few more guests we'd like to get on. I have to give some announcements. So just remember, guys, we are on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, and YouTube. Listen on whatever you're able to. Preferably YouTube, so we can get watch time and views, because YouTube's going to be our main source of money through this, once we can get monetized on the podcast channel. Also, we have a Patreon. I have forced Aidan to donate to the Patreon, even though it's technically his too, so he gets $2.50 of the $5 he's pledged to donate for the rest of his life. So
really do the rest of your life. But
so just remember, now every month you'll get $2.50.
All right, man.
But if you guys donate to the Patreon, you can give Aidan and I more money to continue this, and it will add to the funds to a bigger project we're working on. So, do you want to get into the bigger project we're working on, Aidan? Do you think we should talk about it?
You know what? I mean, I guess it can't stay secret for too long. So yeah, I guess we should discuss it.
All right. So Aidan and I are working on a movie.
More like a short film.
A short film movie. Yeah. I don't know. I want to stretch it out to be like probably at least an hour. But we sat down for how long? Like an hour and a half-ish?
Yeah. To try to
the other day to sort of get a plot line down and some characters that we want in it and just a general plot of what we want to happen. And if you donate to the Patreon, it can help us make this movie possible. I'm buying a camera. I already have my uncle. He's letting me use his camera because I'm planning on buying the same one. So I'm using a pretty good camera right now. Not for this podcast, but for future videos. I'm using a pretty good camera. And the one I want to buy is around $400 for body only. So we're going to be filming the movie on that camera. And, I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah.
So Aidan, we're pre-recording this podcast because Aidan is going out of town for a while, and
yeah,
and we needed to have this pre-recorded so it can go up on what day do we even upload on Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I'm
except
really
for
out of loop.
the Tia Bowie podcast when that was kind of pushed back a little bit, but
because
that's
of
Tia's
very inconsistent schedule.
Yeah.
I really was hoping that Tia podcast would do better because she'd promote it or something, but she didn't promote it because she was like, it was too controversial. I don't want to get in trouble.
Too controversial. Okay.
What do you think? Do you think we did anything controversial?
We talked about potentially, potentially like deeper subjects, like personal subjects, and whereas like well, the question that you've asked every guest so far is abortion wrong or right?
I do enjoy asking my guests that.
I mean, okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking your guests if they like abortion or not.
Right, but
It's really just a
I
deep cutting
like
question, and I will continue asking every single guest we have on this podcast whether or not they like abortion.
that's fair enough, man. Fair enough. But
But
some
like
people might think it's like revealing their political views and stuff.
that doesn't matter. I mean, we
Yeah.
talked about just her absence of a father and then abortion. I
Yeah.
don't see what's controversial about that. Just a missing father and abortion.
Man, I'll just never understand it, man.
You'll never understand it.
I'll never understand, man. It's
Uh,
just too complicated.
so back to the movie that Aiden and I are working on. I guess we can give a little synopsis of what we're trying to accomplish with it.
Right.
Um,
Basically, all of our friends are gonna die.
yeah, we're gonna
But
have gallons of fake blood and brutally murder all of our friends,
everybody that we've known, we're just gonna kill them all.
which I think is pretty epic.
It's kind of epic. It's kind of like a different reality where you control that reality and you can just make anything possible.
Well, yeah, reality can be whatever I want it to, you
Reality can
know?
be whatever you want. Yeah.
And so we're trying to make an 80s style slasher horror movie. And, I think it's going to be pretty epic. Just gallons of fake blood. There's going to be so much violence and fighting. And, I want it to be the most
Possibly
gruesome,
a little, yeah,
bloody
possibly a
horror
little,
movie ever.
yeah.
I want to send it to the NPR or whatever rates movies, and I want to get it in restricted NC-17 rating.
Want to get it and you want to get it NC-17?
So
Dude,
literally, you're legally not allowed to watch the movie unless you're
you're
17.
literally not allowed to watch the movie. Then how are you allowed to be in it?
Well,
None of our actors are gonna be 17 except for I guess except for me.
listen. I don't care. I mean, they have kids in R-rated movies.
Yeah, they have kids in R-rated movies.
You're
Yeah,
just not. They're just not allowed to watch them. So I just won't watch my movie.
you just won't watch your own movie. All right, I can get that.
And
And
ninety
what
percent of my audience won't be able to watch my movie.
they won't be able to watch your movie. The thing is, only your parents will be able to watch the movie, and that'll be
And I don't want them to watch the
yeah,
movie. So here, let's give a little bit of the plot to it too. So what we've come up with, it's very much a work in progress. We haven't even really wrote the script. So
I'm not.
um, our idea is it's about a secretly gay man who wants to get close to this one guy, but he doesn't want it to seem weird. So he invites a group of guys over to his house to like hang out. But while that group of guys is over, he gets insanely jealous and then ends up murdering every single other person at that hangout so he can get close to that one guy.
Entire plot of the movie. I
I
mean, the entire ending of the movie.
That's not the entire movie. It's just what we have as our it's just what we have as our work in progress.
That's all we had thought up of. I mean, I guess it's still subject to change, but I mean, it
Don't
can really
worry.
change at any time. But
I didn't
uh,
spoil anything. It's gonna change a lot. Um,
it's gonna
but
change a lot.
I'm gonna put a lot of effort and money into this. And you know how much money we're gonna make back from this?
$5.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Unless you guys donate to the Patreon. Now, I'm just going to say this. If you donate to the Patreon, you are the
Big
best
P.
human ever. You are Big PP. And you get, depending on how much you donate, you get tier 1, 2, 3, or 4 access. If you donate $5 a month, you are gifted tier 2 access. which is basically the standard access. Tier 1 access is $1 to $3 a month, and basically you just get videos 24 hours early before they're uploaded. Um,
Mhm.
but if
It's kinda
you're tier 2 access, you get videos 2 days before they're uploaded, or basically just as soon as we're done editing them. And then you also get a 1 minute video call with Logan Allred or Aidan DC.
uh, oh
See,
boy.
for $5 only, you can communicate with me. And I think that's a pretty epic thing because I don't communicate with too many people, you know.
Dude,
Um,
I've got tier 2 access, man. I need to get my call with Logan Allred.
dude, look, you really actually no, I take it back. You don't get a call with Logan Allred. You get a call with Logan Hodges, you know? Because
Call with
Logan
Lo
Hodges and Logan Allred are two different people who just
Yeah,
look very similar.
I
Um,
need to talk to Logan Hodge. Just like Aiden Dunn and Aiden
mm,
DC. Man, they're not even close. I mean, they
yeah,
look
they
similar, yeah, but they're completely different people.
yeah, Aiden Dunn was in Logan Hodges' old videos, but
Yeah.
then Aiden DC is in Logan Allred's videos. That's just that's just how it works.
Yeah, Logan Hodges is kinda cringe, but
Yeah, Logan Hodges is kind of cringe. But yeah, so subscribe to the Patreon and give us money so we can make this movie happen. It's something I've always wanted to do. Um, Basically, this has been an 11-minute plug for the Patreon. Um,
yeah, I
um,
got a feeling that I mean, once you started it, this the majority of this podcast would kinda just be a big old patron plug.
but I want to move past the Patreon.
Right.
Um, we got a question on a podcast a while back from Luke, and it says, "I'm overweight but muscular. What should I do?"
Overweight but muscular. What should you do? Well, you see, so you've seen those guys that are on like the strongest men in the world show like that, like it's like a History Channel show, I think.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
They lift up to like 700 pound stuff, but they're not like super like you know. I mean, of course they're not
Ripped.
skinny guys, but they're not like fat. They're kind of just large. So
Mm.
they're overweight, but they're overweight with muscle.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're able to lift so much,
See,
and it's
we have
kind
a
of
friend like that,
yeah,
Mr. Aiden Patterson.
one
He
big muscle.
he is just his whole body is just a muscle. He may look big from the outside, but it's really just all just one ginormous, masculine, protruding muscle.
Yeah.
It's
So I
like a
don't really.
muscle that grew a brain.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think you can really be overweight and well, I mean, and muscular because the weight is just the muscle, and there's not really too much wrong with too much muscle, you know.
Yeah, man. You can never have too much muscle.
Yeah. It's
Aiden,
kind of like Larry Lawton. We're gonna get him as a guest on the podcast in the near future.
I'd love to
And
get Larry Lawton on this podcast. I'm sure if Aiden keeps donating money to his stream, like Aiden's like one of those simp guys who donates money to Twitch girls so that they'll say like his like name, except he donates money to an ex felon, like a literal ex felon who got out of prison just
he's
so this
kind of
ex felon will say Aiden's name.
done 11 years of time. I mean, he really did say my name though. I don't know if that's a thing to be proud of because it might
Larry
be like
Law
Larry Lawton, the ex criminal, gave me a shout out.
he
Yeah.
did, and you know Larry Lawton, he was the U.S.'s most infamous jewel thief. He stole so many jewels, and now he's out of prison, and Aiden just gives him money
Yeah.
on a very regular basis. Aiden just gives the most
Well,
infamous
that's because
jewel thief money.
let me justify it because there's so many things that you can ask Larry, like stuff that he doesn't even cover in his videos. I mean, he does cover most of it, but you'd have to do some really deep finding if you want to find the answer to your one question. Like one
Mm-hmm.
time I donated to him, I was gonna ask him because he's been playing Grand Theft Auto Online or just Grand Theft Auto 5, and he's been rating like the accuracy of robberies and stuff. And yeah, I mean, basically, he even played it himself, and he really likes robbing and killing people and driving into women.
We
But
all do.
but he's but anyways, I donated him to him one time, $50, and I asked him if he was gonna play Red Dead Redemption 2, and then he was just like, "I'm gonna look into that. Everybody's been suggesting that, so I think I'll do that. Thanks, Aiden." And so I was like, "All
Thanks.
right, that's pretty
What didn't you
cool."
donate him money a second time?
Probably, I can't really remember. I I donated to him one time, and he wasn't even on the stream. It was his stream was broken, and there were only 12 people on the stream, and they were like, "Hey, donate if you think, because it might fix Larry's live stream." So I donated him $1, and it didn't fix the live stream.
Man, I wish I had just the audacity to donate my hard-earned money to an ex-felon.
It's for the answers, yo.
It's
For
for answers.
answers, man. Like, if
Well,
the thing is, no shade to Larry, but he teaches you so much about being a criminal in prison that if I wanted to go and rob a bank or just a Walgreens or something, I know exactly.
wait. This is a note. Aiden does not want to rob a bank or Walgreens. This is just purely hypothetical as an example for a podcast.
It'd be interesting to test out Larry's theories. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
test out
hypothetically, we could do it for science just to see if Larry Lawton really can.
science.
I mean, I guess that would be a good video. Did Larry Lawton teach us how to rob Walgreens? I mean, we can try that for science, of course. Not that we'd actually do it,
As long as we get approval from Larry, it's all right.
but hey, Larry does not condone crime.
Behavior, yeah.
You know, Larry has this video, the 10 secret rules of prison. Aiden, can you tell me the 10 secret rules of prison?
Mm, you know what? I don't think I can, man. I didn't watch that whole video.
Aiden, that's disgraceful. Do you even care about Larry?
I do care about Larry, but the thing is, that was when I think when that video came out. I don't know. I didn't watch that because I was more interested in Larry's like his stories in prison. Like I still love everything else that he's putting out there, but his prison stories are more interesting. So yeah, I'll watch the 10 rules of prison, but I know one of them. Okay, actually, I know some of them, like not from the actual video, but I know
Mm-hmm.
them from just his other videos. So one of the things he's always big on is remember you always owe somebody something. Like if you
Yeah.
do as little as just like pass someone your tray in prison, then they owe you. Like they can't forget about that because you could have a shank up to them one day, and then they'll remember that favor they never paid off.
There's no such thing as doing someone a solid. You know,
Yeah,
you always have to pay someone back.
yeah.
Um,
There's also you got to know who the snitches are, because the second you do a bad thing, those snitches are gonna be snitching.
dude, I hate rats, you know. People who are tattletales and snitches are the worst people in the world because they're the ones that don't allow crime. And you know the biggest snitch in the world, Aiden?
Is that Takashi?
Security cameras.
Oh, security cameras.
If if we didn't have security cameras, you know how much criminals would be able to get away with? Crime would be
A lot more
epic
than
again.
to right now with security cameras.
Mhm. You know, Aiden, besides Larry Lawton, who is your number one guest that you'd want to get on this podcast?
Number one guest I would want to get on this podcast.
Yes.
Oh my, that's pretty tough.
Come on, buddy.
All right. Now, this might be over the top. It might be kind of an obvious answer, but I would say Donald Trump.
You, would you want him on because you like him, or would you want him on just to question his morals and who he is as a person?
Probably just question his morals and stuff, but mainly also to be like, "Hey, yo, I just I did a podcast with President Trump."
You know, that
That's
would be a pretty cool thing to do.
and
I
then also
really
have morals and stuff, but mainly just for bragging rights.
you just want I'm not sure
No,
if that's an ethically good reason to want the president on your podcast.
it's as good a reason as any, man. I mean, I guess okay, you could say if you just wanted it for bragging rights, you could get like somebody, literally anybody else famous, like Leonardo DiCaprio or
Oh, dude, I'd kill to have Leo on the podcast. He's my favorite actor, man.
he's a good actor. What's your favorite role? Leonardo
Calvin
DiCaprio's
Candy
Calvin Candy.
and
There you
Django Unchained.
go, Django Unchained. I think the only reason that he didn't get as much praise from that role as he should, like an Oscar, because he played a literal racist slave owner.
I mean, I don't like him because of the role he played, but I like him because he played the role really well. Like he cut his own hand and was like actually bleeding and just continued the scene.
Acting.
Yeah, like it's pretty crazy. He would have won an Oscar if he was like any other character.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's kind of crazy that he's only won one Oscar out of all of his career. Um, now, so my guest, I'd really want Max Mofo, which may happen. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't, or I'm not saying that it will, but I really want Max on the podcast.
Max already has his own podcast.
He does,
He's
but we could get him as a guest on ours.
yeah, yo.
I think that would be legitimately the most epic thing in the world because he responded to me when I sent him a message. He was like, I have AIDS. And, you know, I took that really, really emotionally because I was like, my hero responded to me and said he had AIDS.
Did he came out with something to you that he never told anyone before?
Yeah, I'm the only one who knows about his terrible ailment of the STD AIDS.
You know who responded to me?
Who responded to you, Aiden?
America's number one jewel thief.
Dude, America's number one jewel thief has acknowledged your existence.
That's kind of crazy, but okay, man.
I never thought I'd say the number one jewel thief in America has acknowledged my co-host's existence.
Oh boy, I could say I would never have thought that a guy who ate um well, what did he not eat at this point?
Max Mofo has ate just about everything in this world.
Ate just a whole bunch of YouTubers in one cake.
He just ate a ton of YouTubers' feces and urine and just in one video,
He did.
which
I
is
mean,
very cool.
yeah, good on him.
He ate Joey Salad's pee.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't think many people can say they've done that. Actually, knowing Joey Salads, I feel like a lot of people can say they've done that.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
Who's one guest you would never have on the podcast, no matter what? Even if I really wanted them on, you just refuse to be on the podcast if they were on it.
I'll never have on the podcast. That's kind of tough. Um, to never have on the podcast, it'd have to be somebody that I just despise.
Mm.
And well, I don't know. Even if I despise someone, I'd probably like to question them enough as to like why I despise them. So
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't probably shut it down to anyone. So I got in contact with the guy who sent me death threats on YouTube and said he knew my address and everything. I made a whole video about it on my main channel. Um, I got in contact with him and I started talking to him, and he's just sounded like a sad, pathetic little 14-year-old boy.
he was a
And
sad, sad boy.
I wanted him on the podcast, but he refused to acknowledge anything that he had said to me. He was like, "Guys, I'm tired of this. I don't want to hear about it anymore." And so I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to come on the podcast and like defend yourself or make right for your wrongs?" And he was like, "No."
Oh boy, he
And
might
then
get
I played Fortnite with him.
yeah, and he was
um,
pretty. He
um,
died first.
yeah, he's not a good Fortnite player, but no, I'm not trying to say that I play Fortnite. Fortnite is a lame, cringe game for kids, right, Aiden?
Yeah,
Wait, I don't think we've ever said it on the podcast. How much money you've spent on Fortnite?
I've only spent like $15 on it, guys. That's about it.
Aiden spent in
No,
the
it's only
quadruple digits on
I'm,
Fortnite. You spent at least 1 grand on that game.
hey, no, it's not been 1 grand, man. It's been maybe $30 at the most.
Dude, Aiden spent at least $1,200 on Fortnite.
I should make a
He
video linking my Fortnite account and my earnings.
he's bought every single battle pass ever since season 1. He's
All right, you
bought
know,
just about every skin that's come into the item shop.
I'll tell you what, Logan. I'll go through my email right now and look through all my Epic Games receipts to see how much I've actually spent
Okay,
on that game.
let's do that. I'll just say this: he even has the John Wick skin twice because he got it from the battle pass, and then he just bought it because he could. So
Boy.
there's nothing stopping Aiden. He owns about any skin you can imagine, any weapon skin variant, just
Okay.
everything.
So it looks like my first purchase was July 5th. That's my sister's birthday. What? Oh no, never mind, never mind.
July
My
5th of 2017, when the
my
game first came out.
no, my first purchase looks like it was October 22nd, and it's a purchase of the Ace Pack, which is was $5, right? All
Okay,
right.
$5.
One. Here's another one, $10.
So
All right,
15 altogether.
dollars. Another
Wait,
one, $5.
so 20 altogether?
20 altogether. Yeah.
All right, let's
Another
keep
one. We got another $10.
30,
30. I think this is another 10. I think that's another 10.
40,
So, this right here, that's another 10.
50.
Um, oh, that's to verify my email. This one, this one's 25.
Okay, so 50, 75,
Oh boy, this one is 5.
80,
Oh gosh, there's so many more. This one's 10.
90,
This one's 10.
100,
Uh, wait a minute. Oh no. This one's 5
105?
in a pack. Yeah. This one is 10.
115?
This one is another 10.
100 and what?
Uh,
25?
that's another 10.
135?
Think that might be it. Wait,
That's
no.
not it.
Okay. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5. It was free. And then uh this last one, which is where I bought the pack to buy Logan Hodges a Fortnite skin,
Yeah, what a loser.
$5.
So you spent $140 on this free game.
Yeah.
How does
No.
that make you feel, man?
Makes me feel because it was definitely more.
It
Makes me
was
feel s
definitely more. I feel like
definitely
Aiden's definitely deleted some of these Epic Games receipts.
they've
Um,
just they've definitely been deleted because I have so many Fortnite emotes that gosh. I remember it was like the last 10 minutes of the item shop one time, and it was like the fresh emote, like the Carlton dance emote,
mm.
and I wanted that one so bad. And I had literally like $9 on my card, and so I forgot what I did. I think I just lucked out, it was actually 10, but then I was broke for like a month because I bought,
Aiden
uh,
has spent
4
his entire net worth on Fortnite. He pawned off all of his valuable items. He had the $3,000 PC. He just sold it so he could get $3,000 worth of V-Bucks. It's absolutely insane. He's spent in the quadruple digits on this game. And this isn't even counting another free to play game that he's definitely spent at least hundreds of dollars on, Roblox.
well, Roblox is worth it, man.
It's
I'd say
another free to play game that he's spent hundreds of dollars on.
but if you don't spend money on Robux, then they're gonna call you a noob, man.
Which is better, just being called a noob or spending hundreds of dollars on a game?
Nah, man, you gotta spend big, man. You gotta spend big, like they say.
Aiden
You don't
could Aiden is old enough he could buy himself a car if he
buy a
hadn't spent all
car.
of that money on Fortnite and Roblox. He could easily have enough money right now to buy himself a car.
Oh god.
Aiden, you could. The reason you're not driving is because you don't have a car, and you could have a car if you hadn't spent all of that money on Fortnite and Roblox.
Dude, the reason I don't have anything is because I spent all my money on Fortnite. I don't have
That
a
you know how
car,
much
man.
money I've spent on Fortnite? $0.
$0. Boy.
Ne- Never in a million years would I spend hundreds of dollars on a free to play game.
Well,
But I'll be honest, I've spent a few bucks on Roblox, to just say the least. Um,
yeah.
well,
Gosh,
let's be
my
honest, we all have.
yeah, I mean Roblox is aight, man.
Yeah.
But I probably had my card extended across 4 different accounts, and that's bad.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.
And I didn't know this whole podcast would just be me getting absolute trash about all my previous past spendings.
Now you know how all of the other guests feel when we just insult them.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Just trust me. If Griffin from Frat Mouse was here and I found out that he spent
Oh,
quadruple digits on Fortnite, I'd make fun of him too.
I mean, which grift if you have? I mean, it's honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
I do
Y-
make fun of you
You
because
know,
I mean, I'm
Aiden,
making fun of myself.
If you weren't here to film this podcast this week, I would have gotten Griff to replace you for this episode. I would just act like Griff was my co-host. I'd be like, I'm here with my co-host, Griff from Frat Mouse.
Say hey, Griff, and then he'd say,
Say hey,
hey.
Griff, and he says hey, Griff. He just follows your exact type of like dialogue. He becomes Aidan, and then I start introducing him as Aidan. Like you're still gone, and he's in episode 7. He's like here with my co-host Aidan, and he's like, hey guys, it's me, Aidan.
Yeah.
So Aidan,
No,
just know if you ever get in a terrible accident and die, I'll
you were
continue this podcast with Griff.
All right, man. Man, I could have not ever spent any money on Fortnite, and I could have Java Edition Minecraft, and I could have played Minecraft with Frat Mouse.
Dude, yeah, if Aiden hadn't spent so much money on Fortnite, he could have bought Minecraft and played Minecraft with me and Frat Mouse.
I
What a
could have.
shame, Aiden. What an absolute shame. You know, it reminds me of like when Ted Bundy was sentenced the to death row in prison. And you know, the judge was like, this is an absolute waste of life and an utter shame. You know, you spending the the quadruple digits on Fortnite is an absolute waste of life and an absolute shame.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do it. I was Oh man, what was it that Caterino said when she was just trying to get out of something?
It's mental illness.
Yeah, it's mental illness. I felt like a passenger in my own body. I didn't feel like I was in control. There you go.
You just didn't feel in control of your own body. You couldn't stop yourself from buying V-Bucks.
But I guess I couldn't, man. It was like gambling or drinking and other things that people are addicted to. I was just addicted to buying V-Bucks.
Is that what just brought you happiness in life for well over a year?
Yeah, it brought me happiness because I thought I was. Jeez, never once during that whole year of my prime Fortnite, never once did I get a victory royale.
And then
And
guess
then,
what? Aiden and we started playing Fortnite with each other just to like mess around because I haven't played Fortnite since like season 3 or whatever, and it's on like series 2. Like it's been a long time. And so
yeah,
Aiden and I just the other day we were like, dude, wouldn't it be funny if we played Fortnite together? And so we did. And then we immediately got a victory royale in squads.
yeah. And you guess who carried the squad?
Me, because I had never spent any money in my whole life on that game. Because if you spend money on Fortnite, then you automatically are disqualified from carrying the squad. I really made Aiden just
People will never
ashamed
know
of
the
his own
truth.
life.
They'll just never know the truth, man.
I'll never
It's
know
not
the
even the
truth.
truth that needs to be known. It's just one victory royale. The only one I ever had in my life, man.
The only
Oh,
victory royale you've ever gotten while playing with me, who has never spent any money in the game.
yeah. And this guy called Janny or something.
Janny or Laurel, I don't know.
Shout out to Janny.
Janny,
Pretty
if
sure
you're listening
it's
to
Janny.
this, we miss you. You know, I'm gonna start wrapping the podcast up. Exit music start playing a couple seconds ago, and you know, Aiden, if there's anything you would like to say to the audience, it doesn't have to be one word yet, but just any blank statement you'd like to say to the audience right now to defend yourself or to make yourself seem like a better person who hasn't spent upwards of $100,000 on Fortnite. Say it now.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. I don't expect to be forgiven from this. I don't have anything to say anymore.
Thank you for that deep, poetic apology. Alright guys, as we're wrapping this up, check out the last video we released earlier this week on the main channel. Mildly spicy poultry portions. It's a
Mildly
parody of
spicy
hot ones.
is the only thing that I have going for me now.
Aidan just rewatches that video about 10 times a day because it's the only thing that brings him happiness and joy in life.
Man, I need the support on that video, man.
So go watch that video and like it because Aidan will kill himself.
Yeah, I'm in financial instability, and so I need you guys. It would really help out if you would donate to the patron. So
yeah,
I can.
we need you to donate. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and go check out another episode. Aidan, is there anything you want to say one more time?
No.